Hey, Señor Yaxon here. I'm hoping you guys are doing fine and dandy. Thank you for coming back and everything. And today we're going to be looking at the Westcott FJ400 strobe flash right over here. And this is not a review. This is more like a long-term, what my thoughts are for and everything. And just to get it out of the way, it's been pretty good so far for my uses and scenarios. But yeah, let's get started. So it came with this nice case. Came with the spare battery. Spare battery is about like 150 bucks if you do want to get another one. That is one thing about this strobe is that it can be portable. So you can, not be plugged onto the wall or be attached to the wall and limited in that way and everything. The strobe right here, it's a 400 watt strobe, so it's pretty strong for indoor uses and pretty good for outdoor uses if used correctly. You might have seen some of my videos that I've used it outdoors before, just to give more light to the model, and it's worked so far. And it comes with a few other color gels and all that fun stuff. Doesn't come with that many color gels, so I personally had to make my own color gels. But here's the sweet thing about this. I'm going to be doing this in a new photo shoot here in a bit. It comes with the magnetic connection here for the thing here. Man, I am blanking out here. But yeah, it's just pretty straightforward. Just put the gel, colored gel right there, then put the magnet right there, and bam, you got it right there. Oh yeah, one thing, like I mentioned, this is more like a long-term type of overview. After using this for about a year now, actually, at least dozens of photo shoots, it's still holding up so far. Battery is surprisingly still has longevity to it in regards of how long you can shoot. The website or what they claim is you can shoot about 480 full power flashes per charge, and I would say initially that is true, but of course with the battery degradation and I believe this is a lithium ion battery in here. Yeah, lithium polymer battery. That number will be decreasing after a bit, and I have noticed that a bit. I think it's a good trade-off. You don't have to be plugged into a wall and everything. There have been instances where it happens, I want to say rarely, maybe like 3% of the time per photo shoot. Every once in a while, when I do use the flash, sometimes it does not register with the trigger. Actually, let me bring that trigger to you. Okay, here is the trigger. What I love about this, if you have a Canon, Nikon, or I forget the other brands, other than Sony, let's see if I can switch it here. You would not need this little adapter that's on the bottom here. Let me see if I can pull it out. It'll be pretty much just like this, and it works pretty well. But like I did mention, there's a few times where the shots don't register or don't send a signal to these strobes, and then it misses the flash, so everything's all dark. But I feel that happens to almost all the strobes, especially if you're shooting continuously and quickly, because this does shoot in high speed. I can go up to I believe it can go up to one of 8,000ths of a second, so that's pretty fast. But I never go over 500, over 1/500 shutter speed. Yeah, and of course the trigger since I do use Sony cameras, I do need to install this little thing here. It's a bit bulky at times. I wish that wasn't needed, but it is what it is. But back to the strobe, it's been doing pretty good so far. The only complaint really is just it's kind of big, but it's about 400 watt. It's a 400 watt strobe here, so it's gonna have to be big. And when it does get hot and everything, the fan does turn on a bit. I believe I do hear a fan. Unless I hear other things, then oops, I'm doing something else wrong. But I do hear it. The strobe can get loud at times. So when I'm shooting doggos, there are certain dogs that do not like the sound. So let me see if I can show you that. Turning on and everything. My doggos do not get spooked. I'm going to control it from here. It does get a bit warm after continuous use here. So I'm going to just shoot it over here or close to the mic. As you can hear, it's pretty quiet, but doggos will get a bit spooked, especially with the light. Would not damage their eyes. But yeah, it's pretty good so far. Comes with their little own handle right here. You can put their umbrella in there. I would recommend putting this on a C-stand more than a regular little stand. I did have another situation where I believe, not on the strobe, but on the trigger. These strobes are upgradable in regards to their firmware. So if there's like a new software firmware that needs to be updated here, you can connect it to your computer or to your laptop. It uses a USB-C connection. And from there you can just update it. But that little situation that I was talking about, it was with the old trigger that I had. For whatever reason, I could not upgrade the firmware. I tried to use it on Windows, Linux, and a Mac, and could not do it. So I had to pretty much buy a new one because the old trigger I had over a year now, so warranty didn't cover it. But now this one has been upgraded, and I have been able to update it as well. I don't know the new firmware update, which is 1.07, but it now communicates properly with the strobes. I do have another one, so I'm able to provide the two-shot type of studio pictures with this strobe. Yes, I've been enjoying this strobe here. I used to use the Godox small little flashlights, I guess you can call them, or the ones where you can put on your camera, and they've been pretty good so far as well. But one of them did burn out in a shoot, and I was using about 75% power at the time, and it burnt out on me during the shoot. So I had to use only one strobe. Luckily, I had two strobes, but that one strobe just had to be the one doing all the work, and I was worried about that as well. But yes, and for the most part, most of my photo shoots, I use this at about 90% of their power most of the time, since I'm dealing with since I'm dealing with moving doggos, and with doggos, you have to like throw more power because they move. Not all doggos are trained to like just sit and stay there. So this has been very helpful with that. The fact that it hasn't been burnt out or anything like that. Hopefully it doesn't burn out, because these are a bit pricey. I believe these are $549.99 here in the States. I wish they sold it one without the battery, but I think they only sell it as a full package. I'm using about 90% power most of the time, and it's still kicking and still strong. The color of the light still looks pretty accurate. I don't have a light sensor or anything of that nature where it can confirm that, but it's still good. But yeah, if you guys have any questions or comments, feel free to leave a comment below and let me know what you guys shoot. If you do photography or flash photography, do you guys use big strobes like this, or more of the portable ones where you can just put it on top of your camera hot shoe? Or do you go with something different? Do you just use more of a video light where it's continuous lighting, such as these 3 lights that I have here? And I also did get, before I forget, I also did get the FJ400. I believe that's what it's called. But it's a smaller one, and it looks like it's doing its job. But we'll be using that in another shoot here in a bit, and I'll be glad to tell you how it went and everything. But yeah, if you guys have any questions or anything like that, feel free to share your experiences with, if you have this strobe, to share experiences with this strobe and see if I missed something. I probably did miss a few things. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. And before you guys leave, what did the evil chicken lay? Deviled eggs. I'm sorry about that. Well, thank you guys very much for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this short, quick video of my long-term experience with the FJ400 and how I like it so far. And see you guys on the next one. Bye.